Hey, my trendies, trendsetters, and my trendy tribe. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Let me know if you can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Oh, I see my circle vibrating. That's a good sign. Okay. I'm just double checking. I don't trust StreamYard. Okay, Ruthie said yes. Okay. For the replay gang, anybody new to my channel, I do greetings and then I get into the things. So I will timestamp you in the comment section if you don't want to be here for all the rigmarole in the beginning. So I'll timestamp when it starts. Okay, y'all. First in the building. Hey, T Talk with you, girl. I don't know if she back. She might be working, but hey, hey, sis. She is a content creator. And yes, another debt, T Talk. And then Linda Gamble, one of the mods in the mod squad, one of the hardest working people on YouTube. Hey, Linda. Hey, T Gray 01. Sounds like another picture or cheating accusations about to leak. Is that what happens? Is that like a distraction? Is that what happens? T Talk said they're working towards inmate numbers for show. Professor Demita Anita Baker Joe, hey. Hey, Lady Queen, how are you? Good morning. Let me see. Hey, Lizzie Wheeler. Let me see. I'm going down. Blessy. Good morning, Blessy. Hip. He said, what hip, leg, and breast do now? I know. Hey, Claudia Beard. Good afternoon to you. Hey, Jazzy J. Hey, Lemons. Hey, Z. Hey, Shirley Terry, one of my Leo sisters. You had surgery Monday. Everything went well, but you're just sore. Okay, Shirley, I'm so glad that you came out on the other side and it's just the soreness. I hope you get to have a speedy recovery, sis. Definitely. Hey, Cynthia Arrington. Hey, Sweet Rose. Let me see. Annette GL, I see you. Hey, who said that? Bright and beautiful day. Yes. Hey, Brenda Wallace. Hey, LS. I'll be in the bushes driving and listening. I got you. Sheila, you got to court early. One of my timeout queens is Sheila. I think she sits next to the first chair, which is 41 Fit. And y'all know why she in timeout. Hi, Crimson Attitude 1913. I see you. Hey, Sandra Sanderson. 41 Fit is in the building. 41 Fit, I had to put you as an excerpt. That was the best. Girl, you had me dying. Started that morning off right. Like Shan said, start off with a good laugh. And 41 Fit is a content creator. So if you enjoyed that excerpt that I posted earlier today, please support 41 Fit's channel. She's a content creator and part of the Mod Squad. Let's see. And Sandra Sanderson, I think I say hi, but I'm saying it again. Hey, Miss Tina. Hi, Tia P. Hey, MC Geechee in the bushes. Hey, just listening. Hey, Journey to Jasmine. Yes, one of my good sisters and also a content creator. Hey, Betty Mac. Happy Thursday. Hey, Aries66. Ruthie Lewis. Hi, Dana Fully Love. Hey, Joy S. Pick. Hey, Tamara Allen. Hey, Mary White, good morning to you. Hey, Josie Bradley, good morning again. Yes. Hey, VG. Hey, Janet Jenkins. If I'm repeating it, I see good morning, so I'm just saying it again. Sorry, y'all. Hey, Teresa West. Let me see. Kim Jones, good morning to you. Let me see. Patricia Dyer and Miss Lady One. Oh, is it Miss Lady One? I wonder, do you not work on Fridays like me? Because it is kind of my Friday today. You know, it's Thursday. Hey, Ann Green. Hey, Lady HustleNet. I'm getting down. I'm going to stop in a second. You know, it's a tight hour for lunch break time. Hey, Cheryl Randall. Happy Thursday. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're enjoying this channel. Hey, Rhonda F. And let me see. Charges in my head, not my heart. Oh, yes. And I'm going to stop on Harlan Baker. Hey, Harlan Baker. She said, Trent, did you see my comment about Stormy being in the bushes yesterday? Her new warehouse office windows are clear. I saw that post. Oh, in fact, that's part of this. That's why I got to get to the things. Okay, let's go ahead and do our lawyer. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I got to stay to a bit of a routine. If you didn't get your multiple sclerosis awareness lips, please get them if you are a Trendy Tribe member, either on Patreon or the YouTube side. They are there for y'all to have. And, you know, they're not for resale, but definitely just for you as an artistic expression for sure. 41 Fit will have her 5 minutes with Fit tomorrow. She does it Mondays and Fridays. Okay. Tomorrow evening is Destiny's Road to Eviction for Madani. And I know it's in the past, but we're just reviewing the court documents over here. Lunch Break Live would probably be more of our other pop culture random topics, depending on what happens between now and then. But yeah, so tomorrow evening is Destiny's court case. And let me see. Let me go ahead and put my disclaimer. So the content that I'm showing is used for critiquing, commentary, reporting, and research. Okay. All right. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Let me get us set up for lawyer reaction. And then we're going to play Stormy's video. I'll bring it up and we'll talk about it when I pull it up. I'm like, oh my gosh. You know what? Nobody, I guess people don't learn nothing that fast anyway. It is what it is. It's content for us to talk about. Okay, y'all. So here is the first and only lawyer's reaction for today. Is the building liable is the question. And these people are in an elevator. Okay, so here's the first playthrough.
You're going to say Monday. Is that the case?
The procedure is for the security on site to do that.
Yeah, but call the fire department. It's emergency.
Yes, of course, but as well, the fire department will also wait on the technicians as well.
You're not calling it because it costs $10,000 to get fire department there. It's a way to save money on our suffering. So thank you.
Unless there's an emergency in the elevator, that is...
We have a woman that's about to pass out. What's not the emergency?
Could this building be liable for waiting to call the fire department until after their technician arrives?
Okay, so the scenario, they're stuck in the elevator. The person that's answering the call keeps saying, well, we only call the fire department if it's an emergency. They're stuck. It's an emergency, in my opinion. And he's saying you won't call the fire department because it's $10,000. So the question is, is the building liable? And I'm going to go ahead and just play the answer so I can get us through, because we have another video. We still got to read through that lawsuit. So here's the answer from the lawyer.
Say Monday. Is that the case?
The procedure is for the security on site to do that.
Yeah, but call the fire department. It's emergency.
Yes, of course, but as well, the fire department will also wait on the technicians as well.
You're not calling it because it costs $10,000 to get fire department here. It's a way to save money on our suffering. So thank you.
Unless there's an emergency in the elevator, that is...
We have a woman that's about to pass out. What's not emergency?
Many large buildings have elevator technicians that will respond first if an elevator malfunctions. But the moment those occupants told the building there was a medical emergency in the elevator, they are required to call the fire department. Failing to do so would make them liable to the woman for all the damages that happen next.
Right. The moment he made it known it was a medical emergency, and I'm gonna say before then, you better call that fire department if we stuck. I'm in an elevator. It's an emergency at that point. You got me stuck. Now it's an emergency. But yeah, that's what. So for the ones that said, yeah. Oh, StreamYard knocked me out already. But yeah, y'all were right that said, yes, the building's liable. Oh, Kim, yeah, if you're claustrophobic, no. Okay. She was very nonchalant, Jamie, for real. Okay, so let's see here. Let's get to the video I wanted to show y'all. I swear I thought I was more prepared than this. I really did. I'd be so anxious for it to be live with y'all. Then I get live and I'm like, oh, I should have already had that. My bad. Happy to be live with you as well, Jocelyn. T-Talk said I finally got one right. Hey, Talking Out Loud, also a content creator. I watched, I think, 2 of your videos today, Talking Out Loud. Mary said that's an emergency. You better call that fire department. Right. Okay, so is it downloading? Come on now. Oh, that's a screenshot? What? Oh, heck. Did I not download it? Oh, okay. All right. Let's go over the case. If I don't have it, it's not that big a deal. I'm just going to tell y'all what I saw. If y'all go over to Stormy's Instagram, she done posted a thing talking about she basically almost made like a $10,000 to $20,000 mistake, and she's joking it off. They had to unpack all these packages, relabel them, take the donut glaze out, and put, I guess, whatever was supposed to go in there. And it's just, to me, another testament of how, your head, to me, is not in the right place. And I think someone had to bring it to her attention, and it had got really, really far. So your checks and balances aren't in place. Your mind's not in the right place. Just another way to show how, to me, she bleeds money, in my opinion. Hey, Big Sis Shan. Hey, Taisha J. And Pink Table Topics is here. Good morning. And she is also a content creator. You also know her as Pink Diva. Yeah, she was, I don't know what's funny. I think she just had, that's that pride. I think she just has to play it off and be like, I'm relatable. Okay. All right. So let's get to, let me get my slides up. I had it up, but then StreamYard booted me out. Okay, y'all. So let's go over this case. This is the one for Marsau /Scholt. There we go. Okay. So back in the courthouse. And this is the Builders Mutual Insurance versus Scholt Industries, Inc. And shout out to Black Titanic, because I did see this because of her email to me asking questions. And I was like, I'm gonna try to find out. And I found out. So that's where this came from. Thank you. And between Black Titanic and the trendy that said, nah, don't shout my name out. Just say, So to the trendy that put me on to when Stormy had to be in court yesterday, y'all tipped over a big domino of information for me. So we will have a lot to go over. A lot of it will be in the past, but I feel like a lot of times we like the blanks to be filled in. And that's where I am grateful to be able to come in and just show y'all what I'm seeing or tell you what I'm seeing, depending on the information. So that's where we're going to go. Mildred, Conversations and Cocktails, also a content creator. Stormy is laughing to keep from crying. I think so, sis. I do. Okay. So as you see here, Talk with Slana, she commented under the video. She said, or it was a different video, but she said they rack in these cases like infinity stones. And I had to say that because I was like, if this isn't the truth, okay. So I'm going to read it to you from here. And it says, Builders Mutual Insurance is the plaintiff versus Scholt Industries, Inc., the defendant. The complaint is Builders Mutual Insurance Company, an insurance company. They make and file this complaint and show this honorable court the following. Now, I won't be in the comments as much for this just to make sure I get through the hour on time. And sometimes I'll throw myself off. So I'll be more reading the paper than the comments. So just so y'all know, I'm not trying to ignore you. Okay. So it says, this is a civil action brought against the defendant, Scholt Industries, Inc., to obtain full and complete relief to redress the breach of contract made by the defendant and to obtain damages for said breach, or alternatively to collect a debt owed to plaintiff by the defendant pursuant to an open account or account stated arising out of a workers' compensation and employer's liability insurance policy and unpaid premium on that policy plaintiff alleges are owed by the defendant. Okay. Factual allegations. It says the plaintiff would allege, based on best information and belief, the defendant is primarily engaged in the construction business. Plaintiff is an insurance company which sells insurance in the state of Alabama, including workers' compensation insurance coverage. Alabama law requires any employer who employs 5 or more persons to have workers' compensation insurance covering those employees and any injuries they may suffer that are job-related. Maintaining workers' compensation insurance is mandatory. Therefore, without workers' compensation insurance, defendant could not legally conduct business in Alabama. Employers such as defendant generally purchase workers' compensation insurance through an insurance agent or broker. The agent or broker will try to place the coverage in the voluntary insurance market, but if a policy cannot be obtained, the coverage will be placed with the Alabama Workers' Compensation Assigned Risk Pool, otherwise known as the pool, and the plaintiff acts as a servicing carrier for the pool and must follow underwriting guidelines ultimately promulgated by the National Council of Compensation Insurance. Okay, let me get my slides up on my side to make sure I can read it a little bit easier because my banner is blocking a little bit of my words. So let me get on the same page as y'all. 1 second. Okay, so otherwise known as NCCI. All right. On to wit, March 1st, 2020. There y'all go. What date did they get the notice to proceed from Zen Gardens? It was what, late March, right? Was it late March? It was March 2020, though. I know that much because you know how Scholt was arguing in that deposition and everything. So March 1st, 2020. So yes, I in my opinion wholeheartedly believe this was for Zen Gardens. In my own opinion, based on this timeline, I believe this was for Zen Gardens. So it says on March 1st, 2020. Plaintiff issued a workers' compensation and employer's liability policy to the defendant. Plaintiff assigned the policy to a policy number. A copy of the information declaration page of the policy is attached hereto and made a part hereof as Exhibit 2. The term of the policy was from March 1st, 2020 to November 4th, 2020, otherwise known as the term. The National Council for Compensation Insurance assigned the policy to builders through the assigned risk workers' compensation insurance process. And for anyone coming in later, I just want y'all to know I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to stay on task and not lose train of thought and all that. So I see y'all. I love y'all. Thank you for being here. All premium due under the policy was determined pursuant to rules set forth by NCCI's Manuals of Rules, Rates, Rating Plans, and Classifications. The entire policy is quite voluminous and will be made available upon request. The proper rate and premium basis depended upon certain class codes and categories established by NCCI and rules for how payroll is assigned to certain class codes and categories of employees. Classifications were initially assigned based on an estimate of the exposure the defendant would have during the term based on information provided by the defendant in filing in filling out an NCCI workers' compensation application. So they're establishing why they would have seen Scholt in the first place, how they came to, provide them a policy. And why they were required to even go seek the policy in the first place. If the defendant's payroll was not properly categorized in the classifications, the policy permits builders to audit and assign proper classifications, rates, and premium basis by endorsement to the policy. we're going to stop on this number 15 because I need to point this out we need to talk about this statement, number 15. So basically what it seemed like to me is the company can first go get a quote from the insurance company and say, I have this many employees, they need to be covered for this job or whatever it is, right, for this term. But the company doing their due diligence said, now we still will audit you to make sure you are getting the proper coverage required by law. And you'll see what, to me, they're saying that Scholt presented to them and showed. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not even skipping the slides with you. Let me get to 15. There you go. What Scholt presented them had an initial premium quote of a very low amount compared to once they did their audit and what Scholt actually owes after the audit. So that is why they're saying we give them coverage and there's initial premium, but we reserve the right to audit to make sure they are actually seeking the proper coverage for their size company or whatever. So keep that in mind. It says premium for each work classification was determined by multiplying a rate times a premium basis. Remuneration is the most common premium basis and includes payroll and all other remuneration paid or payable during the term for the services of the defendant's officers and employees engaged in work covered by the policy. I'm just getting my thing up here real fast. And it said the definition of remuneration is money paid for a work or service. So when I looked it up, that's what it said. And I'm sorry, is it remuneration, not remuneration? Remuneration. Okay. All right. So let's see here. So now, too many screens. All right, so now we're on to number 17. The policy provided that the premium shown on the information/declaration page, schedules, and endorsements was an estimate only. Estimate only. The policy provided that the final premium would be determined at the end of the term by using the actual, not the estimated, premium basis and the proper classifications and rates that lawfully applied to the defendant. Okay, number 19, according to the policy, if the final premium was more than the premium the defendant paid builders, the defendant was obligated to pay builders, and builders is the company, the balance of the final premium. Builders was authorized under the terms of the policy to examine and audit all of the defendant's business and financial records related to the policy's premium during the term. The policy provided that information developed by the audit would be used to determine the final actual premium. At the close of the audit, builders computed the earned premium for that period and sent notice to the named insured on the policy. Okay. Let me get y'all on the same slide as me. All right. It says the defendant's initial estimated premium calculated prior to builders being assigned coverage was $979. So when Scholt presented what they needed coverage for, their initial estimate was $979, less than $1,000. Now, they had to know that that was not going to cover the job that they had done with that construction of Zen Gardens, which I said, in my opinion, is I think that's what the coverage was for. If I look at the dates, that's just my opinion, though. In accordance with the policy, builders determine the final and actual premium owing for builders' policy based upon actual exposure for the audit period of the term and placing the payroll in the correct rating classification. So they had to fix the payroll rating classification, and then actual exposure that they would have been exposed to, like the risk and everything, they have a different calculation. Okay. In accordance with the policy and upon close of the audit period, builders determined the final and actual premium owing for builders' policy based on based upon actual exposure, was $19,460. So they basically almost underestimated 20 times the actual cost. A true and accurate copy of the premium adjustment notice dated December 31st, 2020 is attached hereto as Exhibit 3. And I will show y'all Exhibit 3 when we get there. Based on the foregoing, the defendant was obligated to pay an additional $18,481, the difference between the estimated and actual premium. A true and accurate copy of the statement of account or invoice dated January 5th, 2021 is attached hereto as Exhibit 4. We will also be looking at Exhibit 4. Let me see. Okay. Builders made demand upon the defendant for such sums due and owing under the policy. The defendant failed to pay the additional $18,481 when due. The defendant breached his contract with Builders by failing to render proper payment as demanded by Builders. Builders is the insurance company. Based on the foregoing, the defendant owes Builders $18,481 plus interest at the rate of 10% per annum from January 5th, 2021, which is the date that the Builders issued the defendant the first bill for the additional amount of earned premium as a result of then recent audit activity to the date of the judgment. A true and accurate copy of the earned premium statement or statement of account dated September 8th, 2021 is attached hereto as Exhibit 5. So that means, I think, at least 2 years they racked up interest from 2021 to 2023. So 10% for each year. That would be what an extra $8,400. So almost an extra $17,000 they would owe if I'm doing my business math right. Because if they were late 2 years from the time that they were told that, 10% is about, no. Did I do that wrong? I did that wrong. That's my fault. It would be extra $1,800. So extra, $3,600, $3,700 total for the late. I'm sorry. I was thinking 81,000, not 18,000. All right. Oh my goodness. Okay. So let's get to count 1 of the complaint. Count 1, verified statement of account. Plaintiff claims of defendant the principal sum of $18,481 plus interest based on the attached invoice/statement of account as of September 8th, 2021. Count 2, open account. Plaintiff claims of defendant the principal sum of $18,481 plus interest on open account as of January 5th, 2021. Count 3, on or after March 1st, 2021, plaintiff and defendant entered into a contract whereby plaintiff was to provide workers' compensation and employers' liability insurance coverage to cover and protect defendant's business operations after being assigned coverage by the NCCI. The defendant agreed to pay the premium for said insurance in accordance with the schedules under the policy. Let me see. Hold on. All right. Plaintiff provided workers' compensation and employers' liability insurance for defendant's business operations during the policy period. An audit of defendant's business after the policy period ended determined that the total additional unpaid premium expense for the workers' compensation and employers' liability insurance provided defendant by plaintiff during the policy period was $19,460. After crediting all payments the defendant previously paid, $979. There remained an unpaid balance of $18,481. Thank you so much for the super chats, Charlotte Loring. Enjoy your commentary as always. Keep doing what you're doing. Love it. Thank you, Charlotte. And Charlotte, you just set my memory off to say thank you to the Cash App from this morning that I received from Tara. Tara, thank you so much for the Cash App. I will pop the trunk at the end of the reading just to make sure, I'll keep the flow. But yes, I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Charlotte. And thank you, Tara. Okay. Let's see here. Going to the next page. Defendant has failed and refused to pay plaintiff the total due for this insurance coverage. By failing to pay the premium due, due to the plaintiff, defendant has breached the contract between plaintiff and defendant. As a result of the breach of the contract by defendant, plaintiff has suffered damages. Specifically, plaintiff has been deprived of the proper amount of money to which it is entitled for providing workers' compensation and employers' liability insurance to defendants. Keep going. Business operations during the policy period. Those damages amount to $18,481 plus interest as determined by the court until the debt is paid or judgment entered. Wherefore, having fully set forth its complaint, plaintiff demands trial by non-jury and prays for the following. So they don't want a trial by jury. Judgment against defendant in the total claim amount of $18,481. Judgment for prejudgment interest as determined by this court pursuant to the statutory rate set forth. For the cost and disbursements of this action, and for such other and further relief as the court may deem just and proper. Now, here's my question for anyone, and I feel like I at least have one insurance person in here. My question for the insurance person as I continue to go through this, it is a breach of contract right now. That's their complaint. But since they want the money, if Scholt ends up paying the money, will they still have kept that coverage? If they fail to pay, period, does it retroactively remove the coverage that Scholt should have had during that term from March 2020 to November 2020? So I need an insurance person. If you have especially if you have like the employer's workers' comp type insurance, I would love to know the answer to that question, because it seems they misrepresented. Again, there's a lot of misrepresentation that seems to be going on with them. And they did not pay. They still owe. The company was technically providing coverage had someone made a claim, although they hadn't been paid. But it said that you just have to pay the debt once we present your bill. The bill has been presented. It's now a debt. Are they covered if they end up paying before this judgment's done, or with the judgment? Will they keep that coverage? Or are they not covered no matter if they pay now or not? And then my second question is, and of course, if they don't pay, does that retroactively mean you did not actually have insurance coverage? I just want to know. So if anyone has the insurance background, please let me know that you actually have insurance background, and then let me know. Okay. So now we're going to look at this is the notice to Scholt that they have a debt. And it says, Scholt Industries important notice. Unless you within 30 days after receipt of this notice dispute the validity of the debt or any portion thereof, the debt will be assumed to be valid by our office. If you notify us in writing within 30 days after receipt of this notice that you dispute the debt in whole or in part, we will obtain verification of the debt or a copy of the judgment against you, and this verification will be mailed to you. Furthermore, upon your written request within 30 days after receipt of this notice, we will provide you with the name and address of the original creditor, if different from the current creditor. This constitutes an attempt to collect a debt, and any information obtained will be used for that purpose. Okay. So now we're going to go on. This is exhibit number 2. Okay. So workers' compensation and employer liability. So this is the insurer basically saying this is their policy term period is what they're saying. I think this is from the initial time when they quoted the premium of $979. Excuse me, y'all have to clear my Okay. And it says the policy period is from March 1st, 2020 to November 4th, 2020, 12:01 a.m. at the insured's mailing address. And it says a workers' compensation insurance. Part 1 of the policy applies to the workers' compensation law of the states listed here. They have Tennessee listed because, as y'all know, Scholt is actually based out of Tennessee as far as their address goes. So that's why it says TN instead of AL right there. Okay. Oh, y'all, hold on. Sorry. Oops. So that's what I was just reading. There's the term, dates, workers' compensation insurance. It was for Scholt. So it's workers' comp and employer's liability policy. It was both. Okay, now designs and decor. You said, yes, they have a time frame to make their payment. After that, they may not be able to restate the active policy. Well, what if it's not about reinstating it? Like when you say that, are you saying like it'll be active going forward, or are you saying that they may not be able to restate when the policy was supposed to be active during the term of March 2020 to November 2020? Okay, Lil Paulette says, I have a health insurance claims background. As far as I know, it could be retro if paid, but if not paid, they will retro back and say no coverage at the time. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. She said, right now I'm getting my life insurance license. Okay. Nikki, Nikki, you were the one I was like, I feel like you might have some insurance background when you were saying something else in the chat. I've done property and casualty in a prior life. Got you, Nikki. Okay. Yeah, that's Jamie. I appreciate y'all have insurance background, just not in commercial. And that's fine because I feel like there are certain things like y'all would be able to help me. Payment binds coverage. Got you. Okay. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. So if he can pay it in a certain time, they right now have a chance to retroactively still have that coverage. So we shall see if they pay it. Okay, so now we're on to exhibit number 3. Got it. Y'all are agreeing. Okay, y'all are on the same page. I love to see it. Okay. So on exhibit 3, let me see where you at. Exhibit 3. Yeah, please hit the like button. Okay, exhibit 3. So we're looking at the premium adjustment notice to notify Scholt that your premium was adjusted from $979 to actually be $19,460 for the March 2020 to November 2020. And they got that notice on December 31st, 2020. So their coverage had ended November 4th, 2020. The audit had been complete, and they got that notice December 31st, 2020. Okay, let's see here. So, and if anyone's coming in later, if you don't see me saying hello or speaking, I'm just trying to make sure I get us through all of this while I'm in my tight lunch break hour. So, hey y'all. Okay, let's see. So then classifications that the coverage was there for. So basically, I'm gonna try to read these columns to y'all. Oh, let me get you to the page I'm looking at. There we go. And I can be honest and say I don't for sure know what I'm reading. I'm just reading the words that I see on this paper to y'all. But if you see it, you'll be able to, I'm sure the chat will educate people on what the heck I'm looking at. But so it says classifications is location 1. We got Scholt Industries Inc. And it is carpentry construction of residential dwellings not exceeding 3 stories in height. So that's what the part of the coverage was for. Exposure basis was based on $139,195 at a rate for 13.69. So their earned premium charge at that first line was $19,056. Hold on, y'all. Sorry. Oh, thank you for the Cash App, Cheryl. Awesome commentary. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I got a new Patreon member, Taisha. Hey, Taisha. Yay. Thank you for joining Patreon. Let me see. Okay. So then let's see here. So the next line says, and I think it's employers liability increased limits. Okay. And then there's a line here that says TERRORism. The amount didn't change, but it's just a line on there. And then it says category other than certified TERR. So the total premium came down to being $19,460. Okay, we're going on to exhibit 4. And that's I think that's just the notice to let them know, like, you have a bill. We're going to go to the next page of that one. Let's see. All right. Yeah, this is the actual bill. So it says, this bill includes an additional amount as a result of recent audit activity for policy number blank effective March 1st, 2020 to November 4th, 2020. This amount is due and payable upon receipt of this notice. The statement provides billing information about this specific policy and does not replace your most recent bill. So you still got to, you're not getting your $979 back. If you dispute any of the amount due on this bill, you must do the following by the due date in order to avoid cancellation procedures from being initiated. 1, provide to us written documentation outlining and explaining the specific areas of dispute, as well as your estimate of the undisputed amount due and your method of calculation. You must pay the undisputed amount by the due date. Number 2, make a written request to the plan administrator for a hearing on the dispute. You may contact us in writing for the name of the plan administrator in your state. Okay, and then there's the payment coupon. And it said payment must be received by January 25th, 2021 for the $18,000. They were fudging, Mildred. Yeah, that is my opinion as well. Gifts of Wine. I see you say, hey, I'm a new subby. Welcome, Gifts of Wine. Okay. It sounds like Snots only bought minimal insurance when they bought Scholt. Well, Designs, this is not from when they bought Scholt. This is just for a job they picked up, which I think it was Zen Gardens for that job, because they were incorporated according to the records. Oh, I got to keep going. I ain't even done yet. Let me keep going. But they were incorporated as Scholt in 2016. So this was not related to when they got Scholt. This was for the job because they were about to pick up a construction job, which I suspect is Zen Gardens. No, they got to be in court, Mildred. They haven't paid it. That's why we're here. No, they ain't paid this, Mildred. Cinema Swirl said, in my opinion, this would not cover Zen Gardens, which was an apartment complex. But it said up to 3 stories. Zen Gardens didn't go above 3 stories, did it? Because it did say up to 3 stories for the structure. Thanks, everyone. Okay, let me go to the next page. Okay, so this one says, oh, this is a statement of account. So they're sending them their notice, and it says audit type, estimated uncooperative. That might not mean what I think it means, but it says estimated uncooperative, shows their earned premium again and how much they actually have paid so far, which was the $979. Then is this the last page? Yeah, last page. This is showing Scholt filed in 2016 in Tennessee, just so y'all know. That's the date that they formed Scholt, was 2016. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to tell y'all about the summons part. So they were issued a summons on August 2nd, 2023. What do you think happened? They ain't find them because it says address. It says no longer at this address for where they tried to serve it. And they did try to serve them somewhere in Madison, Alabama, but it said no longer at this address. So right now I'm looking to see a second. They got to try again. We see it with Stormy. They got to try it again. Zen Gardens is not above 3 stories. Got it. Okay. Mildred said, whoosh. Designs in the court said, yes, they didn't notify the insurance company that they were building on larger jobs under the spectrum of construction. Wait, I may not get that because I feel like they didn't actually name, I think, the scope of the job properly, but I think that the coverage would qualify if they paid the coverage. So I think either the number of employees was fudged, plus how many buildings they might have been doing, or something else was fudged. But I think the size, as far as the category they were put under, they didn't change the category. They just said you did not give us the full scope, I guess. So I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one because on how I'm reading it, I'm not getting that from it. Business is different. I work for business insurance, so it's different. Oh, Chrissy, you work for business insurance? Okay. What do you want to chime in and tell me as far as the retroactive and owing that debt? If they pay it, will they keep that coverage for that term? I would love to hear your thoughts. Live, Laugh, Love says this is why they move a lot. Ain't no telling. There's no telling. Oh, Angela said, my issue is that the insurance said it was for residential, but they are commercial builders. Isn't that completely different when filing for insurance? Okay, let's go back through our pages real fast because hold on, let me see. Because here's the thing, I don't know if they're saying building residential buildings because that is a resident that Zen Gardens they were building residential buildings. They are a commercial company, but they are or not a commercial company. I shouldn't say that. If they were building someone's like maybe even a hotel, would a hotel be or like it'd have to be a gas station or something that's commercial? Because I'm thinking that residential means you're building residences on how it was referenced in here. What? Okay, I don't want to get it too mixed up, but the company themselves never said the policy was canceled. It's just that for the amount of coverage they had asked for, they had to re-audit that term of the 8 months, and they did not ask for the proper coverage, and they had to increase. Now 8 months is too short because they knew they were going to be on the job at least a year. So outside of what that company's saying that they owed, I still do agree, Nikki, that they probably should have been renewing for another term to finish out the whole time they were supposed to be on Zen Gardens. I think we're on a little bit on the same page there. Let's see. They keep using that Tennessee address, but if I remember correctly, their license was revoked in Tennessee. Okay. Oh, I'm not even touching. If you were here last night, Creole Girl, you already know I'm not touching license revoked right now until we get the first one straightened out with Stormy. At this point, all debt collectors need to be on the set of Love and Marriage Hospital. Office space. Okay, office space will be commercial. Okay. I bet Miss Van had that paperwork jelly tight when she was there. I think so too. Residential can be multi-unit. So I was thinking that because apartment buildings, I thought would be a residential type of construction. You wouldn't need workers' comp if it was okay. If it was for probably for their personal home, maybe they wouldn't need workers' comp. But I think you'd probably still have to have it if you were hiring other people to work on a house though, right? Even though that's not what this is about. But okay. Probably Sophie B2U. Probably they probably gonna be looking at some bankruptcy again, actually, since Mel said he already did it once. I bet they hate going to the mailbox, nothing but bills. And see, I feel like it's a twofer, but with them, either way, they didn't have good intentions, in my opinion, the real Nikki. I feel like, yes, they had to get the insurance to prove to Zen Gardens they had insurance. And I feel like you're supposed to get it for a certain term and renew it. And they never renewed it. Plus, the classification was, or not the class, well, they said classification was misrepresented. So I'll use that word. Okay. I'm not even going to jump back into that one. We shall see, because right now they just want their money. So I ain't even going to jump back into commercial residential, especially when I know that's not my area. So let me stop. Okay. Hey, Zane, how are you? Now at this point, I don't understand, Charlotte, why they keep, you said, I don't understand why people keep letting them build stuff. They can't build a dollhouse correctly. Oops. Liability insurance would come into play when working on your home. When will it stop? I don't know. I guess when people finally stop giving them money more so, or giving them services for no money. Zane, I think both. Right. They definitely needed it longer than November 2020 because the job was not finished November 2020 from my understanding. And then also they didn't pay, allegedly. Jamie, that's where I am. They didn't pay the correct premium for the covered time frame. It was normal business practice for the business to say, hey, we're going to audit you to make sure you actually chose the correct premium based on your job. They did the audit. The audit found that they needed to actually have a premium for the $18,000 or $19,000 total. So now that's what they owe, and they would have been good if they did pay the $19,000. Okay. All right. So y'all know some things is not, some things I just stay out of because I know when I'm in over my head on something that is not my area. Well, actually, most of this is not my area, but I like reading it and I will interpret together. All that stuff needs to be cash in advance, right, Betty? Tynesha says she's in the bushes. Okay, I got all with the sad face. Oh, Tynesha. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything else? Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, did I already say that Black Titanic said she tried to serve Stormy, but she did not see Stormy at the courthouse? The paperwork says Stormy showed up, but Black Titanic and the was it the deputies did not see Stormy, and she said she'll keep y'all posted when it happens. Allegedly, I think they did get it for the bid. No, it had to be before the bid because they signed that contract and they were waiting for the notice to proceed. And they anticipated that the notice to proceed was going to come February, but it actually didn't come till March 41 fit. So, and the coverage wasn't going to start. And you see the coverage started March 2020. So they had won the bid before they got the notice to proceed because they signed that contract after their bid was approved. And they were still waiting on the notice to proceed. So it was before the bid. I mean, after the bid, sorry. And mediocre might be still giving them too much. Boring Marsau, lying Marsau. Hey, Rod. Sorry for not speaking. Oh, Shan says sorry for not speaking. Multitasking. Got you, Shan. Understood. Sophie says, not sure why they think they are smarter than people who have been in bushes for some time. Oh, sorry, I said bushes. In business for some time. Yeah. Designs and decor, allegedly, and in my opinion, I also agree that their bid was fraud, which is what the countersuit is about. That it was fraud. The counter plaintiff, Zen Gardens, suspects fraud from the get-go. He's go back to the movie theater. Shoot, the way y'all said he had to leave that movie theater, he can't go back there either. Charlotte said Stormy knew Black Titanic was going after her, so she was hiding in the bushes. She probably was. She was probably waiting for everybody to turn around because she has to know Black Titanic is looking for her. She knows. She knows. Talking Out Loud said, did they try to get insurance after the job had started once they knew they were in trouble? They got this insurance, Talking Out Loud, in between the time of they were approved for their bid. Zen Gardens moved forward with them and signed a contract and just said the job won't begin until they estimated February 2020. But the actual official, but they said the job is not counted to begin until you receive a notice to proceed. So they got the notice to proceed in March, and the premium coverage started March 1st. So it wasn't even after the job started and they knew they were in trouble. No, this was well before that point. Now, Nikki, let me ask you this. Why does the lawsuit seem extreme? Do you think it's because you're saying that they could have they might really want their money. They want money and damages. They don't just want that debt, maybe. But I didn't know. I didn't think it was extreme to say, hey, I'm filing a complaint. I want my money. Well, I don't want to generalize because some great people come out of Alabama and Huntsville. So I don't want to generalize on them. They would lock all these criminals up. I ain't gonna touch it. I'm not from Alabama or Ohio, but I ain't gonna touch it. They lowball for the policy and try to fight the audit at the end. It's actually normal. Nikki, that's true, but they didn't even, I don't think they disputed it. They didn't dispute anything. That's the thing. They just ignored the problem. They stuck their head in the sand, from my understanding, because unless as it goes and some exhibits are presented by Scholt, they didn't fight the audit. They got notice, like say, hey, this is what we feel like you owe. If you want to fight it, you got your 30 days, and we'll assign you an administrator. I don't see that they did that. So the fighting it is what maybe normal businesses do, because it does seem like premiums can be negotiable, but they didn't address it at all from how it's being said. They said they got no response. Valerie said her son worked with him at Monaco and he was horrible. Oh my gosh. Sophie said if the fraud is proven, they will definitely be ordered to pay and maybe fined as well. I know, Brenda, we're not doing this until we get this cleared up, Brenda. I was like, nope, I'm not doing this. 41 feet. I don't think he know about it. I don't know if he know. Hey, Aquarium 128. Okay, let me see. Sophie said, I believe it. Tiffany said that's where she knew him from, and allegedly he was fired. Jamie said, I think they have paid a claim already. Reason why they want the premium. Jamie. Maybe because they did say, they kept saying other damages have been suffered. So you think someone claimed a workers' comp, and they like, you darn well better be paying this premium because we done sat up here and had to pay somebody out because you had coverage. I'm air quoting coverage. Jamie, okay, that's interesting. I say that because it's usually resolved before it gets to court. Well, they've been served. He must be ignoring stuff because if you had to be served, but I got you, Nikki, because you keep saying usually, but I don't think we can use the word usually when it comes to Scholt is the problem. Because I understand what you're saying is a normal business practice because they even tell you, go over your health insurance premium coverages and everything because you usually you can talk it down. You gotta advocate for yourself. I get you, but I don't think that's what Scholt's doing. Cheryl, let me say this. Well, actually, I don't know which address is which, so possibly, but they're gonna be found in a matter of time if they did move just to not be served. But I feel like it's more than that on their move. I feel like that wouldn't be enough reason to waste more money. Sophie said, period. I'm from Alabama. Got you, Sophie. Andrea said anything over 4 units is considered commercial. Okay, let me go back and find this thing that says residential commercial. Let me see if I can find it because I feel like I'm not saying that the property or the job wasn't a commercial job. I feel like they're building residential units. That's what I feel like is. I just feel like the company didn't claim that they misrepresented the type of building they were building. That's where I feel like we might have to agree to disagree on, just because to me, the company didn't claim misrepresentation on that, but maybe they did because they said the classification had to change too. So maybe they did. So y'all ain't nope, let me leave it alone. Y'all know how I get. Hey, Kim, because maybe that's the classification that was misrepresented as well. Sylvia said, please don't generalize Alabama. We have some good people here. I know y'all got some good people there, Sylvia. Heck yeah. And Sylvia, you're one of them, right? Sylvia's out there. Yes, I know. Designs, of course, said, Trent, I trust your thoughts. Look, but yeah, I don't mind being challenged because you one person can't think of everything, and you don't have, obviously this is not my thing. So I don't mind y'all, but I definitely I appreciate you going about it in a nice way. Plus, there was someone who was injured because of faulty paving, and now here's the liability side of it, Jamie. Right. That was because they have workers' comp and the liability side. So yeah. The snots aren't normal, right? Zen should have requested a COI before they agreed to do business with Scholt. Okay, give me the acronym. What does COI stand for? Because for me, COI stands for Captains of Industry. So you got to tell me what COI stands for in your world, Elisa. He lied like hell in that deposition. I know, Big Sis Shan, in my opinion as well. Oh, here it goes. Certificate of insurance showing they had insurance before starting business. Okay, let me reread your other statement then. Hold on. Zen should have requested a COI before they agreed to do business with Scholt. Gotcha. Yeah, because that contract was signed before they got that insurance. But even if it was, Elisa, here's the thing. They would have been able to provide a certificate of insurance, wouldn't they? But then they just would have still owed as of January 2021 because they didn't get enough insurance. Because they technically would have been able to say, yes, here's our certificate of insurance from this company we got our premium from. Or would it have said more? So, reader, I've heard that. I didn't hear it from Kiki's mouth because I'm not watching everything, but I have heard a lot of people say Kiki or someone said insurance fraud. Running and hiding. Right, Real Nikki? Okay. Kathy said I'm late again. If an employee of Scholt was injured, they would have to pay for the injury, or they had the right to file a personal injury suit. Right. Ro React said, listen, y'all are on it, period. Right, Ro. People are in here. They're doing the things. Bliss said, any claims on the policy may impact this suit. In my opinion, wasn't there an accident due to faulty street construction? Yep, it was faulty paving. Bliss, yes. And they tried to sue Zen, but I'm sure Zen pointed them right on back to, to Scholt and Scholt's subcontractor. Live, Laugh, Love said, in one of your court readings, I believe Marsau was asked if he had put in a claim to his insurance. He was. Live, Laugh, Love. Oh, y'all, look, I know I said tight hour. I gotta go. Oh my gosh. Thank you for coming and joining. For anybody that came in late, please replay it. I got all the facts up. You know, that's all it was. I was just reading from the document. So I will have to see y'all later. Thank you for coming. See you tomorrow, Lunch Break Live. And tomorrow evening is more of Destiny's court stuff, Road to Eviction from Madani, if you want to join me. So let me, oh Lord, let me get out of here. Hold on, let me see. Okay. Double checking. Uh-oh. Brenda, thank you for the cash out. I appreciate you. If I didn't say thank you already, thank you. And then I see Lan Cox. Thank you for the super sticker. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all. Let me pop that trunk, because y'all gonna be yelling at me if I play that music and I forget to pop the trunk. So here you go. Thank you so much for all the supers and cash outs.
All right, we going. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside.
Okay, y'all, I got to play the music. I'll see you out. I'll try to highlight some comments until the song ends. And until next time, bye.
I've been taking my time. Taking all of your time. I've been taking my time. Taking all of your time, I've been talking about it for a while. Before we take a chance and do it, before we looking back as foolish, I've been talking about it for a while. Before we take a chance and do it, before we looking back as foolish, we got me floating, and I can take it. I've been taking my time.